Welcome back, guys. So, moving on to the next topic.
Yes, Uncle. The right hand side.
The left, isn't it?
Like to rummage a little bit, and then.
What does it say?
Alright, cool, strong one. For once and for all, does size really matter? That was not my question. That was not my question. One of those questions.
Wow.
I did not write the script.
I don't know how we can add to that. I don't know. We're just here to learn now. We're just here to learn now.
You said that too fast.
Where's too fast?
Child, it's hard here. Right. Let's go.
Honestly speaking, honest answer, right? I'll say yes, it does. But there's an exception.
Yes.
There's an exception to the rule. Size does matter. Women will say it doesn't, it's the way you're doing to me. But 100% hand on heart,
It makes a difference.
size does matter, but there's an exception to the rule. Size matters. Size matters, period, point blank. It matters. But then, like I said, there's exception to the rule. So it matters, yes, but know how to do other things as well and know how to work with it, because you just can't have size and bank on that. Passing it over to Sonia.
But what?
What's an exception? That's what I'm saying. How are you going to say it's an exception and pass it on?
Can I interject? Give you a moment to think. I completely agree with Ms. Tims. Absolutely, side. If people tell me it doesn't, they are lying. But there is a minimum standard, that you can't go below
And above as well.
and also size matters because there are certain certain penises that if I had seen them, I would have said thank you. No, we're just gonna go for coffee.
Yes.
Because I do not want my ovaries ruptured. And that's the serious thing. And depending on, again, whether it's a one-night stand, or a relationship, you have to be mindful that as a woman, we have organs that we need to protect.
I think it's size and skill.
Yes.
Because you find that some men have
Relied solely on the
Yeah,
size.
so just because it's big, bam! Like you're pounding yam, it doesn't work like that.
9.8 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. So I think it's babe, are you getting that like?
Pounding yam.
You're not pounding yam. So I think it's size and skill, because there's men that have it, but then it's like just because you know that you have it, you don't need to do anything else.
And anything else besides that.
You don't understand. And then there's men that don't have it, they go over and beyond. So
for me, it's size and skill, because you can have the size and not know how to use it. So size and skill need to communicate and coincide together.
Yeah, the guys kind of shrunk physically and metaphorically, I think, because they weren't expecting the answers that they got. I think men are under this illusion that size doesn't matter, and it's like, if I know how to use my tool, it's not the size of the wave, it's the motion in the ocean, fallacy, myth, whatever you want to call it. And I think very loudly all the women said that, no.
Because sometimes when guys know that it's big, they don't need to do anything extra. It's just like you're just ramming, just like you're pounding. Have you seen how the West Africans pound yam in the thing? No, it's not even like this. If it was like this, the motion, this is motion. It's literally like this.
So there's a level of attentiveness that you need.
that you need still.
Okay, but should there be a conversation? See, I find it super weird having a conversation with somebody I haven't been intimate with about intimacy. About in-depth intimacy, because there's some people, as much as a connection and a vibe is good, the icing on the cake is the intimacy and sex. And I don't wanna let me just say, okay, and then there's just some guys, are they supposed to then tell you, like, listen, okay, I like you, but if we ever get to do this, it curves, or it's too mushroomy, or like, do we then have this?
Got an arrow on top.
Do we then have this conversation? Do you understand what I'm saying? But sometimes, girls will talk. Yeah. After you've been with somebody, you're like, oh my God, girl, I like the guy, but
ooh, shame.
Yeah, like he had to stand at an angle.
Yeah.
Or it was not aesthetically pleasing.
I think.
Do you have these conversations?
About anatomy before.
Anatomy, yeah.
But do you know what? But then, back in the day, women and men, they used to have, like, from an African culture, they used to have like an education platform where the women would go and get taught about their husbands, about sex and all that, and men likewise were being taught to say this is what you need to do to please a woman. But nowadays it's just what you see on Pornhub, and then they go with that. You see, but I think that convo does need to take place. The same way you talk about finances, it's the same way you need to talk about sex, about the relationship, what you like, what he likes. Because I'm one of those who I've stopped in relationships where you don't please me. If you don't please me, I don't want it. If you're having an orgasm, we're having an orgasm. You're not having an orgasm by yourself. Yeah. But why should I? Okay, you bring it, maybe it's small, and I can't feel it. And then you have an orgasm. I don't have. Why? Sometimes you can be petty about size, and it's not even. Look, a person can have. You can't. So are we saying that if a person has a small penis, then you can't? They don't belong in the world? Because basically, what you're doing is, you're being biased against people with small dicks. Don't they deserve love? They deserve love. I mean, come on. How can you turn around and say just because it's got a small? If it's satisfied, for me, it's the most important thing. Is am I getting an orgasm? If I'm getting one, I'm good. Don't discriminate against small dicks. That's what I'm saying.
Oh. So you're saying, I'm just interpreting, because of course we're from the Caribbean and you're from Africa, that there used to be a method where men would be taught. You please your woman, then please yourself. Is that correct?
They used to be taught, like, they'd go for, like, men would have, like the uncles would talk them through to say, okay, when you get married to a woman, teach them about things like orgasm. It's not just about yourself, it's about your woman. And the same with women, if they're about to get married, or even if they're married and within their relationships, they'd have like these Thursday things where they'd go and they talk about sex and the like. Wow. But now it doesn't happen. It's like they just get married. It's like no, you do no. It's like.
But if you look at it, those Chinamari sessions, you are literally being taught how to please a man.
But you are never taught how to. But back in the day, men used to also be taught how to please a woman.
But what I'm saying is, you were never taught about yourself, how to please yourself.
Because that's non-existent in the African culture. You don't touch yourself. It's like a taboo. But now we are like, no, I'll touch myself. I need to know where my orgasm is located in my body. If I don't know, how do I teach you?
To interject on that, now, in today's society, obviously there's sex toys and everything else. So does that help? If the man is lacking, is that something? But
like for me, I want to be in a relationship where we can bring out the sex toy. Let's play with it on me.
No, but if the man is lacking,
the thing is that, like, I got hives.
The man is
but because she says obviously she doesn't or like she doesn't feel it, as she said, But then if there's sex toys, well, she loves him, she likes him.
That can enhance, yes. Yeah, but if he's lacking in size, but he's willing to please,
skill.
Yeah, he's got skill, and he makes sure that he delivers on each sex session. Because you could have the right size and still not give me the satisfaction that I want. So what's the point? And you'd be arrogant about it.
Let me say something. So when we're talking about toys, I think that shouldn't even be part of the conversation, because the types of toys they have out now.
And they do this at the same time.
But that's where you agree as a couple, because I think we need to start being open about sex. Sex is sex. It's never going to change. But we are so we're so blocked in with like you can't talk about why would you bring up we have to talk. That should be one of the most important discussions you have when you start dating.
But I think it comes back to the first question that we had in this whole show about the evolution of society.
And everything.
And I think we now are at a point where we could talk about, bringing toys in and doing things to kind of pleasure people in different ways. Now, when we come back to this question about size mattering, I suppose for guys, one of the things we want to know is that if we have the correct size, I mean, we do what we are what you like, you wouldn't need toys and all that sort of stuff. But of course, like I think you guys are rightfully saying, I think it comes to the same thing for women. You could have nice boobs, you could have nice ass, you could do whatever it is, but if you see you don't know how to move a certain way, we might not like it the same way. So it all comes back to the same thing about skill. So whether or not you have size, you have to know how to pleasure women.
Exactly.
Because not all the time you're going to be penetrating. You're going to be doing other things. There's going to be foreplay, which might include toys or whatever it is.
Can I ask you
a question as well?
Question,
yeah.
Please. So that being said, if a woman brings in sex toys in your relationship, does it at some level emasculate you a bit and you feel like, am I not enough?
Yeah, because I've noticed some African men are like...
I'll answer that. For me personally, it wouldn't bother me because it excites me because she's open to it. She's bringing new things. She's interested in our sex life. She's invested in our sex life. Yeah. So for me, I'll be all over that. Like, I'll be like,
I'll agree that. I think for most people, most men, I think in a very old-timey sense, it will emasculate them because like, am I not enough or whatever it is. But it shows that there's a level of freakiness.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's explore that.
Of course it does. Everyone wants to know that they have enough of what they need to feel satisfied and everything. But I think what we all came to as a consensus within the group was it's like, size does matter. But, there's a level of skill and a level of satisfaction that you need to give to your partner in the room.
There's a lot of women who say size doesn't matter. And then to hear it, like, direct from multiple women say, it doesn't matter. Like, it kind of made you think like, oh, okay. And then it was interesting because they also said, you could be big, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's a waste of time. So that side of it was also an eye-opener. So it was a lot to take in. It was just crazy. There was a lot of violence thrown out today, and I was here for it.
My question is going to be, so if he's small in size, but he's got everything going for him. He makes you happy in other ways.
But that's why he can learn. Wait.
How many ways can he make you happy?
Like within a relationship, like everything else is perfect. He's like the perfect guy.
I hear what she's saying. Like, what we said before. You've got a Range Rover outside. You're living in a mansion, but you ain't having orgasms. Is that really a deal breaker?
If he's willing to learn,
it's what matters to you it's an individual preference. Because you could give me the biggest mansion and you could give me a Lamborghini. I don't even want a Range Rover. I want a Lamborghini.
Good luck, bro.
If things are not correct in the bedroom, I will live in a one-bedroom flat and drive a Ford Focus.
Give
me what I need.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If he's willing to learn and explore with you.
Materialism, again, this is a trap that we've been forced into in modern times. Materialism.
As it comes to this question.
Yeah, as it comes to this question, materialism is that my preference is my preference. Yeah. There are other women that will be like, no, you give me a Range Rover, you give me a big house, I'm
fine.
Hey. You don't even need to have sex with me on a regular basis. I'm good. Like, I've got everything that is important to me. Me personally.
Because for me, again, there's
a studio flat and give me a Ford Focus.
Because again, there's some women that I'm not into sex toys. So even if I have like a Range Rover and the big house, I don't have the sex toys because I'm just not into them. So there are women that are just not into
But for me, I'm not about the Range Rovers or the big houses. For me, I want peace of mind. I want to come home to you.
If you've got peace of mind, and this man is not giving you organisms.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, but
let's be honest.
No, but what I'm saying is, listen. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't give you an orgasm like through penetration. Penetration, right? We're getting wrong here. He doesn't give me an orgasm through penetration, right? is he willing to learn ways to give me an orgasm? Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. If he's willing to do that to make sure that I'm happy, then I'm good for it.
All right, can I ask you a question? So let's say he doesn't give you through penetration, but orally he gives you.
Yeah.
You're settling.
Yes, we're getting to the destination, the most
nitty-gritty.
important thing.
To the point.
Yes.
My guy Eric over here came over and shook my hand because that based on what he said, I'm satisfied, I'm doing what I need to do, so that's fine. But in terms, I think you're right. For me personally, one of the things when I started to engage in sex, it was always about pleasing the woman. For me, if she don't have an orgasm first, my job's not done. So size or not,
Exactly.
But on that point, do you not think that's an ego thing to yourself? Where that's an ego thing, isn't it? Because I'm built the same as well. Like, because if the woman doesn't have an orgasm, I'm like,
You haven't done anything.
Like, because I've been taught before, if you have to ask if she came. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, she's different because she always used to lie to her people saying, yeah, if I haven't come, bro. I'm saying no. I haven't. I'm not going to lie about it. When I come, you will know.
Because you know when the woman comes. You know when the woman comes.
That awkward moment.
Like, you know what I mean?
Seriously, you have to ask me.
Just to keep the peace and then, I can't lie, babe.
So you didn't see the face that you use when you come?
No.
Was his eyes closed? No, explain that to me. Because then that means you don't understand.
Yeah. To end the topic, yes. Basically,
Size and matter.
We have learned today.
size and skills.
Hang on.
You need
For me, size don't matter.
So not marginalizing anyone. If you do not have size, you better be creative.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, no. Yeah.
And if you have to ask her if she's come, my guy.
You have not asked us to her size. Go back and call me and I'll teach you. Ooh, child, let's have a look. Why is it that we can't be honest with our partners about our sexual histories?
No, but wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? As in what?
I'll start that one. I feel that applies more to women than men. Because as a man, you can say, you know what, I've had 1,000 sexual partners. It won't be such a big deal. A woman will still date you. Everything will still be fine.
Yes.
But your woman says, I've been with 1,000 men.
You're going to feel some type
You'll be
of
like,
way.
why am I 1,001? Sexual history, everyone has one. You're allowed. It's as long as it's in the past. You can't change the past. So even if a girl has slept with 1,000 men, like if that's your woman, that's your woman. So I don't think it should make much difference. It's what I said before. It's an ego thing. Because, us men, want to be the number one, you want to feel special, you want to feel like the one who's giving your woman the most orgasms in her whole life. But there'll be someone who's done it better than you, whether you like it or not. That's facts. That's how it works. So, yeah, I think that one applies more to women.
Why do you need to ask though?
Yeah.
Like, if you know that I've been with 135 people, what difference does it make?
I think
To a man.
It's a male
It's a
ego.
man.
It-
Yeah, it's a man.
It's a
thing.
man ego.
It's an ego because I think you look at it like, how easy is this girl kind of thing. That's what it comes down. I know that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but what's this thing about how easy? Do men ever realize that sex is a two-way thing? So just because you have sex with me does not mean that you're taking advantage of me. I'm also enjoying. I'm getting something out of it. Men need to get that out of their head because of how easy. No, she's not easy. She's also exploring the same way you're exploring. I'm also looking for that. Yeah.
Men don't also. This is what I don't understand because they ask you, oh, how many have you? The thing is, when you're coming with your skills, right, and you're putting your legs like over your head and you're spinning, and you're
Where do you think?
where do you see? Your man handling him, right? Your man handling him like, you just need to think.
You learned that.
You learned that.
The key word here is histories. History.
It's in the past. We are in the present. Let's deal with the present. Let's talk about our history. Let's talk about our sex. Done.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why would a grown-ass man ask a grown-ass woman how many sexual partners she's had? It's ridiculous. Like, I think they ask because they just want to hurt their own feelings. Like, so I just give them a number that I feel they'll be comfortable with, because you can't handle the truth. I am 38 years old.
Do the math.
I started having sex at the age of 18.
Do the math.
That's 20 years, right?
Minimum, if I
Minimum, right? So if you're smart enough, instead of asking me how many sexual partners I've had, you're better off saying how many meaningful relationships
Yes.
you've been in, what have you
Yeah.
learned,
Yes.
because I've been having sex since I was 18, I'm 38. Honestly, I'm just not saying
Even
that
if you're
I.
at 1 a year, that's 20.
That's
Yeah.
20
But
years.
but even then, it still goes back to the question. You know, like some men will not wife a girl who slept with them on the first date. Like they were not part of that date. You see the difference?
So what is the
Like you were not part of that date. Like, you know what? Like, because you didn't have sex with her on the first night either. Like that's what it comes down. It's all an ego thing. Because it's like
It's an ego thing.
it doesn't make any difference how many partners she's had, because if it's you, it's you. If it's not you, it's not you.
Me sometimes I'd rather even on the first date, so then I know that we're not taking it anywhere.
Yeah, like,
You
let's
see?
just, if the vibe is there
Yeah.
and it ends up going there, then yeah.
But
You have a rule.
I am not wasting my time dating a man for 3 months. That's 3 months of my life. I will get back and then have sex with him, and then it's bad.
Yeah, that's it. Full stop.
Yeah, get it
Get it out the way. If
Get
you
it out.
stay, you stay. If you go,
You go. Full
Yeah.
stop.
You were
That's
just there
it.
for sex, then you were just there for sex. I'm
That's
not
it.
wasting my time. This thing of women saying there's a time
90 day,
frame, there's a 90 day.
Steve Harvey.
You like me, there's chemistry, we get along, let's explore this and decide what it is we're doing. If it goes further than that afterwards, great.
Great.
Because for me, intimacy, sex is important. And if you can't perform in the bedroom, you can't buy me a Range Rover and a mansion.
If you are 38 and you've been having sex since you were 18, even if you only slept with one guy for the whole 12 months of every 20 years of your life, that would be 20 guys. So if you slept with 2 guys for every year of your life, that would be 40 guys. I don't need to do the maths, right? I'm sure all of us have like the capability to make the multiplication. So this idea that you're living in, my girl has only been with 3 guys, unless she's been married, like she got married when she was like 16, had a 21-year relationship with somebody, and then maybe had 1 relationship and she's only been with 2 guys, you can kind of trust that. But the average 2022 woman, 20 years having sex, I mean, even on a good rate, you're talking about 3 guys a year, you're talking about 60 guys. So whether you like it or not, whether you want to settle with it or not, truth of the matter is, your girl's been with 60 guys, dude.
Maybe because we are now more enlightened men in this society and the way that the world is right now, I think we may be a lot more tolerable to it now, because we understand that more sexual partners mean more experience and therefore more gratification and enjoyment for us as men, you know, based on the women that we meet. I think maybe back in the day, when you're thinking about maybe from a traditional, what you learn should be the correct sort of engagement with a woman and the types of engagement that she would have, you would hope that maybe she had less sexual partners, because it means that she was quote unquote pure, and you know, you have more of her and whatever it is. But I think that's such a very old-fashioned, ancient sort of belief now.